Hey everyone, Merch Hunter Ricky back. Just woke up from a nap and I remembered that I wanted to film earlier in the day and it is now 10:30 p.m. Oh well. So this video is going to be covering the rest of Yamato's cover story up to chapter 1146. So that would encompass chapters 1132 to chapters 1146. And if you don't remember what happened prior to this, don't worry, I'll do a quick recap, but I also have a video linked in the description below of everything that happened prior to this, literally all the chapters. And someone commented last video saying they wished I used all the cover stories. I rewatched the video. I did use all the cover stories that were available at the time, so take that. Anyways, let's start. So starting in chapter 1132, we see that Yamato is outside of Udon Castle. This is after she got her sword stolen after taking a nap with Otama training with Shinobu. This was after basically taking 7 whole chapters to leave the flower capital. Then she went on a couple random excursions, like she stopped Osome from being kidnapped at one point. She met Denjiro in his side of the country, and she had a little falling out with some kids where then they learned to accept Yamato for who she is. And, you know, they recognize her as Kaido's daughter, not as a hero of the country. So, you know, that's what Yamato is trying to be now, a hero of the country. She's trying to follow in Odin's footsteps, and I'm gonna switch between her gender, he or she, like, just bear with me. It's not that I hate trans people or anything like that. I'm just not used to addressing her as a he. And, you know, I've just been seen, like, shown that she is a she. So it's nothing against trans. I love trans people. Y'all my homies. If I get it wrong, tell me what you would prefer and we'll just move on, okay? So, Yamato is outside of Udon Castle. From there, she's just observing that it's being reconstructed. And the next one in 1133, we see that Hold'em steals Otama from Yamato. She's also with Speed, and I think she's with someone else, but I think it's just Speed. Anyways, Hold'em steals Otama, but in the 2 chapters later, in 1135, Otama just kicks him in the face. Yamato then apprehends him in chapter 1136, and the base is revealed of the local crime operation to be Who's Who's. It literally just has Who's Who's head as the base, like a mini Onigashima almost. Not only this, but it actually makes sense for Hold'em to be working for Who's Who, as he has a lion in his belly, and Who's Who has all the cat smile users. So, you know, I never noticed that before, but that is a pretty cool little mini dumb connection Oda used there. From there, we have a panel that I hate. I hate it. I don't like it. This cover story is 1137. It is where they introduce Shamrock, and all it is Yamato infiltrating the base. Like, I don't like that at all. It angers me so much because it's just Yamato and Otama, like, with their heads off a little door slit, and they're just looking at 3 goons. Like, this doesn't really set up an image. Like, you could have done a little bit more here. You could have added what's going to be told to you in just a second, and I genuinely don't like that cover story. It's the only one of the cover stories I don't like, other than the fact that this cover story is just taking too damn long to show action in one central area, as you'll see. So in chapter 1138, Who's Who is revealed to be the thief of the sword as well as the local crime boss, right? And then in chapter 1139, it's revealed that he has taken Page 1 and Ulti hostage for some reason, and then he will begin torturing them. So in chapter 1140, he has Ulti on a dartboard, which is hilarious imagery. Who's Who is a jerk and kind of a dick. So it's just interesting. I didn't realize that the Toby Rebel hated each other that much. Or, you know, like, I understand that Who's Who is a bastard and a treacherous one at that, but, like, that was still, like, your pirate crew member. Like, I didn't realize, like, he's that shisty. From there, Ulti on the dartboard in 1140. Yes, I'm looking at a paper. I'm sorry, I'm not memorizing this. 1141. Ulti's mad at Page 1 being tortured, and Who's Who is just kind of, like, stabbing him on the ground while he's flinging darts at Ulti still. This I kind of find funny because it just plays up the gag of Ulti and Page 1's little brother-sister weirdo relationship that's more one-sided on Ulti's part. Also, I have merch for Yamato, Ulti, and Page 1. I'll show it at the end of the video. Just, you know, merch hunter shit. At 1142, Yamato just wins. She one-shots him with a Thunder Bagua, and that's literally it. That is... it's just him like, ugh, and like losing the sword. Afterwards, Yamato takes a sword back in 1144, and she frees all the prisoners, and this is revealed that Who's Who had actually kidnapped Minatomo. I wonder what he wanted him for. I hope we find out. And in 1145, and spoilers for people who haven't read 1146 at the very end of the video, we'll talk about that. So in 1145, page 1 is revealed to be alive, and Ulti is very happy. She's hugging him, and Yamato is seen walking away. Now, what I'm going to speculate is something I had speculated prior to the release of 1146 coming out, and the whole internet did it too. You can find just about any YouTuber saying it, which is Ulti and page 1 may or may not become the vassals of Yamato. And spoilers ahead for chapter 1146, 3, 2, 1. It is revealed that they are, in fact, going to do so. At least Ulti will. She said that's what she wants to do now as a thank you to saving page 1. I love this because, first of all, I like page 1 and Ulti a lot, but I really like page 1's hybrid form. I think he looks freaking awesome in his hybrid form. That's the merch I have of him. I like Ulti's hybrid form too, and remember, this is the woman that put Luffy in Gear 4. So anyone that puts Luffy in Gear 4, I like. That's cool. You're a cool villain. Maybe now you can get a redemption arc because we don't know anything about you anyways. Like, who's who? We know his whole life story, at least from the day his career crumbled due to Shanks, right? Which is enough to know that he's also a racist and an a-hole, and he has a preconceived notion of what fishman slavery is all about. So, you know what I mean? Like, who's who? It's really hard to like you, dude, even though you had a cool devil fruit. This is cool because now that we have the door open for vassals to show up, one, I just don't hope it's the rest of the Toby Roppo that is asking for failure and trouble. Like, page 1, Ulti, and Yamato, now that's a nasty force. Like, that is dastardly. You got 3 very powerful Zoans, 3 potential strong mates, and Yamato doesn't need to get the whole Ayakaza 9. She don't need 9 scabbards, right? Let's maybe, like, my guess, official prediction, she'll round about 5, right? That would be cool. Yamato and 5 people, that's a strong 6. And honestly, I think that would be good if she gets her own number and her own name for her scabbards. Also, like, don't make them wield swords. Like, we don't need that. Maybe it's all devil fruit users this time. That would be interesting too. I genuinely don't want a Black Maria redemption. She's a bad person, like, through and through, not a good one. Who's who? We already see we're not getting his ass. Honestly, I want to know what they're going to do with these criminals. Like, does current Wano government, or whatever you want to call Momonosuke's leadership, right, with Kinemon and the 9 scabbards now ruling all the different countries of Wano, like, what do they call themselves as a ruling body? Just like the daimyo ship or whatever, or just the daimyo in general? That'd be interesting. And I want to know what, I genuinely need to know, like, Momonosuke, you need to apprehend these people and put them back in a prison, Udon, or wherever have you. But, like, this is the time to truly secure the stability of Wano, right? And the way to do this is definitely to start apprehending all the beast pirates that don't want to turn coat. Because Kaido's not here anymore. At least he's either burning at the bottom of a volcano, or he got jettisoned when the volcano erupted, right? Theory on that, I think that Big Mom might have turned him into a lava homie. You know, that'd be really cool. He turned himself into a lava homie at the end of the fight anyways, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, that's all of Yamato's cover story. Genuinely, it's not that interesting, and it's just taking a very long time with a lot of slow and still scenes compared to, like, the scene of, like, 1144 or 1145 of her just beating who's who right away. Like, there could have been a lot more of that, especially could have been a bunch of, like, singular panels from 1137 down to 1146 of just her one-shotting people. I would have loved that. Also, she has not used her devil fruit this whole time. Like, we like her devil fruit, Oda. Show it. She's a freaking ice wolf goddess. Like, come on, man. You got to show that off a little bit more. She needs to get her devil fruit training wheels back anyways. Show us what Yamato can truly do. That is a really cool character, and genuinely, fan base problems aside, I really like Yamato, and I think they are a welcome addition to One Piece. And I wish they would have joined the crew when they wanted to, but I genuinely think the divisiveness of the fan base of people who didn't like her being addressed as a man versus people who did, and people who simply wanted to address her as Odin, this and that, whatever side, I'm not choosing one, I don't care about that argument. If you believe Yamato is a he, go ahead. If you believe he is a she, go ahead. It's all good. Either way, I think that Yamato is Odin in training and might become Odin pretty soon. That is the whole cover story up to now. there's still a little bit left. I think we have roughly 10 chapters left to wrap this story up. So that's my official prediction. At 11:56, Yamato's cover story will end, and we will know exactly what's happening in Wano. Hopefully we get a cool reveal like Kaido's back, or the world government's attacking. Like, we need something juicy to leave on a cliffhanger, so we're like, wait a minute, we need to go back to Wano, like now, you know? That's what I hope for. I in the previous video, I said I'm tired of Wano, but this is something that would be good for Wano. So let's just keep that in mind. If you liked the video, give me a comment, a like, or a subscribe, or all three if you don't mind. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps push the channel out a ton. Addressing my last video, I got a little bit heated with some of the Sanji fan base, and I apologize for that. I genuinely don't agree with what you think about him being mistreated by Teoe, and I'm going to make a part 2 comparing every single manga and anime scene that you guys have brought up as a fan base, and we can talk about it together in a more calm manner. I'm going to put up a scoreboard for mistreatment of Sanji and nothing to worry about, and we'll go from there. Anyways, relevant links in the description below if you want to support the channel. I'd really appreciate it. I got some stuff going on. I'll take a small video of the coming studio. I got like soundproofing squares, and this whole pile's finally gonna get moved. Have a good night, y'all. As promised, here are my figurines for Yamato, Ulti, and Page 1. The Ulti is my wife's. So here's my Yamato. I genuinely really like this one. There's a lot of detail to love here. Her tail in the back and her hair in the back also just look really good. Ulti, just a great feminine pose, and I just love her outfit. She looks awesome. I wish I had one of her devil fruit. I'll probably have to do that. And then the man of the hour, just the diabolical demon himself, who I wish had a better showing in Wano, but oh well. His hybrid form looks great. Also, in addition, we have a mini Yamato over here. Well, her as a child, and then we have an actual mini Yamato here. This is my wife's collection. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.